But now we're going to ask David to come forward and share some information about our finances and about some of the decisions that we're making and facing going forward.
I'm going to give you a snapshot of the financial position for the last year and share some good news. First of all, it's nice to be here this year to present this. Last year I was asleep at this time of the year. So the financial statement is included in the package that's going to be presented at vestry next week. It's a little fuzzy to read. I didn't do that on purpose, but maybe I should have. Last year we had a net deficit of $88,000. The previous year we had $68,000. Those are the two biggest deficits in the history of St. James. Revenues were fairly even. Expenses were a little higher. The main reason for that is because over the COVID period, the diocese had received some funding from the federal government to cover off some of our expenses. So we had some 2 or 3 month breaks on where we didn't have to pay for ECOPs and fair share and things like that. Included in that $88,000 deficit was $65,000 of fair share, which is our contribution to the workings of the church as a whole, the diocese. Previous year fair share of $62,000. We didn't have the cash to be able to cover an $88,000 deficit, so we didn't pay our fair share of $65,000. We also didn't pay our fair share last year of $62,000. So at the end of the year, we were left owing the diocese approximately $130,000. We were able to cover off the rest of the deficit by using some of our gifts that we had received in previous years. On the budget side, there's actually some bittersweet news. Bittersweet in the fact that last year, just before Christmas, we received 2 legacy gifts of $200,000 each from 2 of our parishioners who passed away last year. So we received $400,000, which was part of. We are going to be receiving more from those 2 estates hopefully in the next year. With that $400,000, we are going to be able to pay off our debt to the diocese and also reduce our mortgage substantially. The mortgage comes due at the end of March with $440,000 owing, and we are going to be able to pay off $300,000 of that mortgage. So our $1.4 million investment in our hall is down to about $120,000, which hopefully over the next year, as we receive more of our bequests, we will be able to bring that down to hopefully zero. The ironic part of that is that instead of being able to invest the money that we receive to benefit future operations, we were going to be using it to pay down some debts. The ironic part of it is that we lost two longtime members of our parish who have left us legacy gifts, and they're not around to see how they were used, but will be honored in some fashion. So on the budget side, showing a lot smaller deficit than the previous, mainly because our mortgage payments, we only have 3 months of mortgage payments at a higher number, and then we'll have a lower number the rest of the year. We do have approximately $140,000 of other gifts that we had received in the past that we have not used. We did have some discussion that we might use some of those gifts to offset the deficits, and we might have to do that later in the year if you know, we end up in the same situation. But you know, the hope is that we can use the gifts that we're going to receive, and also the ones to earn enough investment income to at some point build those bequests up so that we earn enough investment income to offset whatever deficits we might have. Built into the budget, you know, in order for us not to use investments to meet budget, the revenue numbers have to increase by 20 to 25%. In today's economy, with, you know, a loaf of bread being 20% higher and milk being 20% higher, and the cost of our, you know, day-to-day living has gone up so much, you know, it's not reasonable to suggest that everybody needs to pay 20% more in donations. But I built into it a request of a 10% increase from 2023, that hopefully everybody can have a look at their own situation and be able to you know, add something to their contributions this year. I don't know if there's any questions on the numbers. I can try to answer them. If not, thank everyone for their time, and we do have some fundraising events coming up that hopefully everybody can participate in. We got the pancakes this Tuesday, and thank you to everyone who came out to the spaghetti dinner. It was a success, and the hospitality team has been working so hard on a lot of events, and hopefully we continue to support them. Thank you.